Hey guys, today's Thursday, April 12th, 2012, and it's 9:26 in the morning. It's been a while. I said I wasn't gonna do a vlog for a long time. You know what? Scratch that. Every vlog I say, I start with something stupid like that. Hi, what's up? A lot of things have changed in my life recently. I've gone through a really low point and am now stepping up on the ladder and getting myself out of the well, so to speak. And I would like to share a couple of things with you, some big changes from the past, probably uh, 5 or 6 months. When I started to do the DJ company, Total Control Entertainment, I told you how much of a dream it was to be able to, work for a company and be able to control the lights and help set up and take down and just be a part of a entertainment business that involves music and entertaining school dances, weddings, and the whole shebang, I guess. But I was going through a really tough time, and I'm much better now, but I still struggle every day with depression. But the job description slowly went from help me set up and take down and control the lights and stand with me at the DJ booth, and take the requests, hand me the notebook for when a request comes in, to going to taking advantage of my photography. Now, I'm totally fine with taking photos for this company, and I was totally having a good time. I was using a great camera, a great external flash. The photos were beautiful, and they were definitely coming out to my boss's liking and to my liking, and so the whole experience with controlling the lights, being there to set up the lights and to see how the crowd reacts and how much of a good time they're having, and to be able to capture the good time that they're having with photos was just, to me, I guess, priceless. And I was really enjoying that, and I did about half a dozen gigs. I did about 6 gigs with Total Control Entertainment. And last week, actually, no, it even wasn't last week. It was Monday. I quit. I sent a long, lengthy email explaining what I had to do for myself, why the company wasn't for me, and, all the confusion and, bad portions and parts of working for the DJ company. Um, and that's how it went down. I was thinking about quitting ever since probably the beginning of March, and it's, halfway through April now. So it wasn't something that I guess just, came to the top of my mind one day when I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna, drop this dream of a great job, a job that I enjoyed, a job that I had fun doing and I was looking forward to going to each and every gig. But slowly over time, the job description changed without my, you know, I guess consent, but again, I was working for a company and I had to do what I was told, and that was fine, but things slowly changed and there was less and less of controlling the lights and more of staying out in the crowd taking photos. And we're not talking about, 100 to 200 photos. We're talking about several hundred photos. He wanted at least 600, 700 photos in a 3 or 4 hour period of a gig, whether it was a school dance or a private party or Sweet 16, whatever it was, that you wanted a ton of photos. And to me, it was just overwhelming and stressful. I ended up finding out that the last gig that I did was a semi-formal, that, I was pushed, and I'm fine with, pushing my limit and, you know, getting out of that comfort zone and just providing the photos, to the best of my ability, and providing my skills and talent to the best of my ability to, get great photos, capture great moments. But the pushing and the prodding and the, stop taking the photos of the crowd surfing and the kids dancing. Well, what the hell? I'm doing a dance. We're working to provide entertainment for dance, music, lights, and that's what Total Control was for. That was what the main objective of a DJ is for, is to provide music and to allow kids to dance and, the whole like. So it didn't make sense. And so, you know, the company was satisfied with the photos I took, and but there was always room for improvement. And this is coming from, I'm not going to say any names, but this is coming from an individual who was my boss, who really didn't know anything about photography. Yeah, so he could purchase an expensive camera, a nice Nikon, Canon actually, with a nice fancy bag and a few, lenses that were several $100s and an external flash that, made everything look great. And it did. And I'm not saying that the equipment was bad and that the equipment didn't help me out at all, because it definitely did. And it provided me with some great photos and a great tool to capture great moments of kids smiling, of kids dancing, of kids, pointing at me and showing that they're having a great time dancing. But it wasn't what I expected out of the job. The job description went from right to left, and I was starting to get stressed. I was starting to get unhappy, and the pushing and the prodding, and you need to do better than this, and I'm not going to put any of the photos up that I took of you, of that you took actually, of the kids dancing. I only want the group shots, the close-up shots, the slow dancing shots, and that's fine. But when a job starts to become overwhelming and stressed, and you start losing the fun, and you don't look forward to going to a gig because you're not behind the DJ booth anymore, and you're not controlling the lights, and you're, standing on the side of a banquet hall or a venue and trying to take a bunch of photos, it's overwhelming. It's stressful for me. It's stressful for the kids. It was stressful for the clients, who were at these private parties and semi-formals and high school dances. I was not having fun, and I had to totally reconsider what I wanted to do with this. As much as I loved it, working for a DJ company, I've invested my own cash and money in several $100s worth of lighting that I personally own by myself. So it's not something that, I could easily let go, but I had to, because when you start losing the happiness of something that totally made you happy, totally made you excited, even the day before you were going to go do a gig, and then you got, nervous and stressed before the gig even started, that's not fun anymore. That's not worth my time. It's not worth my effort. It's not worth my photography skills. The pay was way too low. Towards the end of the relationship with Total Control Entertainment, I was, and I don't know how to put this without sounding rude or whatever, but I wasn't treated with respect. I was blamed for being naive and giving attitude because I had depression. And let me just tell you this: if you don't understand how depression works, if you're not in my shoes, if you don't suffer from depression and you have to wake up every day and deal with a mental illness, then you can't blame me for anything. You can't tell me that I'm giving you attitude. You don't understand. And for 1 second, one little mistake that I made, that I gave a little bit of attitude because I was having a bad day, and that I didn't call back, and that he lost a gig because I was having a bad day, I was then called naive. I was told I was giving him attitude and that he didn't appreciate the attitude, but he understood that I had depression. No, you didn't understand that I had depression. You have no idea what depression is like. And the reason I quit is because I had to do what was best for myself. You had me sold from the first few gigs, and I had a great time. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a good time, or that it wasn't a good company, because it was. But for me, the professionalism was way over my head. I did not want to deal with it. It was becoming less and less fun and more strict, and the stress levels just went up and up and up, and I don't want to deal with that. I get stressed at the Village, at the restaurant, cooking. Yes, that's great. But I don't get bossed around. The only thing I have to focus in on is a a slip that comes in from a printer and to make the food. I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to be told to be bossed around. I don't have to deal with people breathing down my neck, forcing me and forcing me to take these photos, and this isn't good enough and you need to get back out there and take photos. No, forget it. I was not happy and I left because I had to do what was best for myself. A big change has happened. As you know, I ride BMX, and I have ridden at the Wakefield BMX track since 2010, so I've been riding for a few years for recreation. After my depression started to, recede a little bit and the medication started to work, I started to get a whole new outlook on life. And I still have a new outlook on life. I used to be eating junk food every day. I used to be drinking 1 to 2 Mountain Dews and soda every single day. And I would feel like crap. I would get acne. I would be out of energy. I would, be all jittery for a few minutes because of the caffeine. And I gave it up. Because of this medication, I've become a totally new person. I'm still Ben, but I'm a better person. I gave up soda. I haven't drank soda in over a month. I eat healthier now. I work out. I ride the track at least 2 times a week. I no longer eat the junk food. I mean, I'll splurge here once in a while, but I'm eating healthier. I have a better outlook on life. I now enjoy reading. If you asked me that 3 months ago, if I enjoyed reading just for recreation, I would have laughed in your face. But I now enjoy reading. I read at school. I read for fun. I enjoy the thrillers, the horrors, the mysteries and stuff like that, sci-fi. Um, and it helps make the days go by faster at Salem State when I have, hours upon hours of sitting there with nothing to do. But going back to the DJ thing, I was not happy. I wasn't really expecting this to end so soon, but it had to. I had to do what was best for myself, and I'm glad that I made the decision. Working 8.5 hours of strenuous taking heavy, expensive gear in and out, setting up lights, lugging expensive gear, taking down, being rushed for taking down, sitting hours upon hours before the gig, before, we could even do anything, just to sit there, and then to be expected to take hundreds of photos. And even though when I pushed myself to the very brim and to the hardest and to the best ability that I could do, it still wasn't good enough. And from there, I just was like, I'm done. I'm worth more than $50 for 8.5 hours worth of work. And then he tried to pull the whole thing about, that was good money and, I wasn't getting paid minimum wage. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but it's 2012. And minimum wage doesn't get you anywhere. If I wanted to make minimum wage, then I would go somewhere else, I I don't need that DJ company. I don't need Total Control Entertainment. Yes, did I learn a lot? Absolutely. But am I totally out of the loop of the DJ scene? No. My brother has a company, a DJ company. Total Control Entertainment is a step higher than Eclipse Entertainment. But Jared does a great job with Eclipse Entertainment. He still gets gigs. We still, provide great entertainment at an affordable price. I had to do what was best for me, but combining the whole DJ thing and what I'm about to say with the biking is what made me really decide what I wanted to do. As you know, I rode for recreation at the track. Ever since I've started taking medication, I've had a better outlook on life, I've had motivation, and I've been able to really make dreams that I've thought about actually come true. The big news, I guess, that I wanted to talk about after leaving the DJ company, and even before I left the DJ company, about what I really wanted to do this summer and spring, all the way up until next fall for the season, is this. I'm going to be racing BMX. I finally decided that I can do it. I can put the effort in. I have the motivation. I have the money. I recently bought a race bike used at a great price, under $200. It's really light. It's my favorite color. It's a good brand. Doesn't need any new parts. Most of the parts look brand spanking new, like they came off the showroom floor. It rides great. There's no issues with it. The brakes are, right on the dime. I'm happy, and I didn't have to go out and buy a brand new expensive bike just to start racing. I've also upgraded my other bike with some cool blue rims and other, small things like that. So now I have two bikes that I can ride. I can have the backup for when I know it's going to rain or I just want to, beat the crap out of it. And then I can have my race bike for when I need to practice and then go race. Um, and also the benefit of having a second bike, I can take Jared, my brother, to the track and we can, have a bonding experience that way because he said he would go to the track with me. So that'll be great. But I'm really excited. I've got my membership coming for Racing BMX. I've got the bike. I've got the equipment. All I have to do now is, get Sundays off because the races are on Sundays and pay my race fee and just have a great time. And pushing myself even further, my goal by the end of the season is I want to come home with a trophy. I don't care if it's this big or if it's huge. I don't care if it's third place or first place or whatever the last place that a trophy gets. But if I can hold a trophy in my hand, I'm going to be more than ecstatic. I'm going to be so proud of myself. I'm going to be finally showcasing an item, a trophy that I worked for, that I did it. I worked hard for this. I placed, and to me, that's I can't even speak with words. My brother has won awards. He's won medals, back there hanging up on the bunk bed for computer things, for competing in national competitions. I've never won a trophy. I've never won a big award or a medal. So the time is now. This is my year to make changes, and I am making changes, and it feels great. So I left the DJ company to race BMX. I'll be at the village more than I thought I would be. I won't be doing weddings. But right now, in the decision that I've made this week, I'm completely happy. I've made the right decision. I'm going to be happier racing BMX and not being bossed around. I'm going to be able to exercise and make new friends at the track and race the various tracks around Massachusetts and even in New Hampshire. So that's, I guess, the biggest news from my end of the spectrum and in my life. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the vlogs again weekly, but this was something that is close to my heart and that is important in my life right now and will continue to be important in my life throughout the spring and the summer, that I wanted to share it with you in a vlog. And this is, over 17 minutes, so I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to stop the video here, but I just wanted to share, I'm doing much better. I'm beating depression finally, bit by bit and slowly, and I'm going to be racing BMX. I never thought I'd be able to do this. If you asked me, months ago when I was in my lowest of the low, I would have told you it was impossible. There was no way that I'd be able to race BMX. But I'm making it happen. And I've talked with people already at the track. I've already practiced. I've helped groom the track and, get it ready for the season. So I'm definitely in the right direction and I couldn't be happier. And I'm really, really excited um, to be able to make this racing BMX come true. Because I've always wanted to be able to do it and now is my chance. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for putting up with an 18-minute video, but I wanted to really update you about what's going on in my life because that's what these vlogs are for, and I will hopefully create a new video soon. Have a great day, and I really hope that I'll be able to throw up a new video soon and maybe continue the weekly vlogs if I've got the chance to do so. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.